Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is so very special. Our hero of the show is going to be the Atlantis palette from Kryptein Cosmetics. Look at the packaging. It is so pretty. This palette was sent to me in PR from the brand, and I'm also going to test out along with this palette 3 of the newest Shodo brushes that came out from Rephr, and we are going to achieve together these 2 eye looks that you're seeing on my eyes. So if you guys are ready to see how all of this came in action, please keep on watching. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the palette. This is the Atlantis palette, and this came out with her sister palette, which was the Violet Crazy palette, which was the purple palette. I'll show all of the comparisons with the rest of the palettes in the Kryptein Cosmetics brand towards the end of the video. But this is how the palette looks. This palette retails for $61. It contains 6 mattes, 4 multichromes and 2 shimmers. And those 2 shimmers that are not as shifty would be this gray shade and this blue shade. Rest everything is super vibrant, super shifty, super performing on the eyelids. And the mattes are always the standard mattes that you find in the Kryptein Cosmetics, which are absolutely superbly buildable, very blendable and very opaque. Now, let me give you a confession. When these palettes were launched together, the Violet Crazy palette as well as the Atlantis palette, I chose the Violet Crazy palette. And if you are a watcher of my channel, you'll know why. Because I'm a big fan of purples. And when they reached out to me, I was like, just give me the Violet Crazy palette. And when I tried this, and before that, I've already purchased this palette from them before, which was the Burnt Forest palette. And I was absolutely blown away from the brand's quality. The shadows, how they performed on me, on my eyes, I was blown away. And that's the reason why I was pretty sure that I'm going to buy the purple palette for sure. I'm not a big blue person, and that's why I said no to the Atlantis palette. And when I was reviewing the Violet Crazy palette, I was like, oh, I regret saying no to the blue palette. And I only said no because I'm not a blue person and I don't want like so many palettes in my collection that I would not wear. And I regretted, I had the FOMO of regretting that palette. They reached out to me. I am so thankful. So thankful for them. And I am an affiliate with the brand. My code is Smithy Sony to save anything on their website with 10% off. And I was like, yes, I would love to try it. Thank you for reaching out. And they sent this out to me, and I cannot tell you how beautifully it performs. It's like a spoiler alert. Yes, for sure. I absolutely love this palette. I am going to show live swatches on the shimmer shadows so that you can see everything in action. The first shade is Jellyfish, which is like, I would say it's flaky, but you don't need a lot at all. You just need a tad, like a very tiny bit. And this is how Jellyfish is. It's glowy, it's vibrant, it's like topper-like, but can you see the shift? It is so pretty, and I can tell you, without a doubt, the smooth shadows from Kryptein Cosmetics are my absolute favorite. And I have worn their toppery shades to office so many times. Like, this is so pretty. Like, even if you don't wear anything on your eyes, this shadow by itself, one and done, it will be the talk of the town. It is so sparkly. It's so shifty. It is so vibrant. It's just everything beautiful. If you like a mermaid-esque palette, if you like to rock a aqua blue palette, this palette is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's move on to the second shade. And this one is called Ollyhucken. I'm sorry. It's like a gunmetal silver shade. So let's watch that. This shade doesn't have any shifts or anything. It's just a sparkly metallic shadow. It's such a beautiful, beautiful shadow. And you'll see all of these shadows in action on my eyes too. Let's move on to the third shade. And the third shade is called Deluge. This one, it's like a blue to a aqua shifting shade. This shade is absolutely stunning. It's vibrant, it's shifty, it's magical. Look at that. How stunning it is. Can you see the shift? It's gorgeous, you guys. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you all the swatches on the screen towards when we finish off with this so that you can see all the shifts in action too. Let's move on to the next shade, and the next shade is called Poseidon, I think, which is more like a cool tone, like a jean blue shade, I would say. Like a denim blue. Look how stunning that is. I can rock that for an everyday. Like if you're a cool tone person, you would absolutely love it. But also, don't take me otherwise. Wait till the last two shades, because if you feel like it's all just icy blue cool tone shades, wait till the rest of the shades. The next shade is called Siren. It has a beautiful purple base with green gold shifts to it. At my angle, I see a vibrant, like a royal purple shade. And then you can see that gold coming through and the green shift. It's such a pretty shade. This might be like the most vibrant multichrome that I have. Like you totally see a gold. I see a purple. It's so pretty, you guys. So pretty. I can see a purple to a green shifting shade, whereas you see like a gold to a green. Oh, so pretty. Okay. Last, certainly not the least, we have the shade called Mermaid, which is like, it's like a pink to a green to a gold. So let's watch that here. It has a little bit of grunginess to it too. Can you see that? And these are the shimmers of the palette. And it is absolutely beautiful. Let me show you all the swatches in the outside lighting too, or under my kitchen lights too, so that you can see all the shifts, the magical character that these shadows have. Now, once you've seen all the shades swatch, now let's move on to the two looks that I created using this palette. Okay, let's begin with the first look using the Atlantis palette. And I'm so thankful that they sent it across my way. This is such an amazing palette, such an amazing palette. I am over the moon excited for their formula, and I could not pass this. But wait till you see the swatches. It was drool worthy, drool worthy. Let me actually show you the swatches. Look at these and tell me if this is not magical. I don't know what is. Like, look at the shifts. It is stunning. Absolutely stunning. So I thought, anyways, I'm not going anywhere and I can do two different eye looks. Plus, I also wanted to try the new Rephr Shodo brushes, which I also purchased by myself. So I thought, let's give all of this a good try. So what are we gonna do? I feel like for me, I wanted to do one like neutral look and one colorful look. By the way, this palette it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. But I also feel like this might be light for me and these are like deep for me. I don't think there's like a mid-tone shade. This might feel like a mid-tone shade, but I feel like there are 3 deep matte shades and 3 light shades. Let's give it a look. First, let me just set my eyelids. And for that, I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush with the shade Relic, this one. I feel like that is an amazing taupe shade. Actually, you know what? I take it back. It looks very, very pale in the pan, but I totally see a light gray tone on my eyes. Okay, good that we did not start with that. You totally can see it, right? Like a lighter gray. Okay, so maybe the lighter mattes can work for me. Oh, I'm happy about that for sure. Here you go. Okay, now I'm going to take the change of plans. So suddenly it happened. Now I'm going to take this Aquaman just to see how it performs on my eyelid. Taking the same brush. I'm going to take that. Yeah. I can see a difference. I don't know how much you can. I can totally see that blue popping through. And also mind that I'm like taking it on a big fluffy brush. Yep. I can see it. I can totally see it. Okay, I'm just going over the edges because I'm going to deepen out my outer corners no matter what. So let's start doing that. Actually, I'm going to take this Shodo 00 brush, 00. It's like flat, but very flimsy. All of these are like very, like, how do I say? Like very loosely packed, I would say. So I'm going to take the shade Whale, this one, the deeper blue shade. Ooh, it picks so nicely on the brush. Let's tap it off. I don't have any brush of this shape. And that's what intrigued me actually to try these brushes. I can totally see loving these brushes, because you can definitely pack the color on if you lay flat on your eyelid, but also because the brushes are so flimsy, you can turn it around and then just buff it with the other shades, and look how seamlessly that blended. I'm loving this. Also, you know what? I'm just talking my thoughts loud. I feel like if you do have this palette, I don't think you need the new Makeup by Mario palette. Until and unless you are looking for a palette which is not impactful shimmers, because these shimmers are out there. They are blinding like no other. So if you don't want that and you just want like toppery shades that are shimmery, because you totally can make this palette also super toppery, but this can be very, very impactful also. I'm just wiping my brush in between because I do have a little bit of fallout, but it flicked right through. So once I've just cleaned the brush, I'm just gonna turn the brush like that, and I'm just gonna blend the edges. Oh, I love that blend. Big fan of this brush for sure. Not sure about the other styles, but this is amazing. I love the fact that you can do that and blend. Oh my gosh, look at that blend. Oof. And this tone of blue, I really love this tone of blue. I want to see if this can be built more heavily or not. So we have that blue, which we know now it can be achieved. I am going to take the shade Stone, and this is definitely, it's like charcoal gray black. I'm going to just take that right there on the edge, and yes, it can definitely build on top. Yeah, I just wanted to see if that can be done or not. It totally can. Can you see that depth coming through? So very happy. Okay, now that I know how the mattes are performing, I totally can see it like performing on my skin tone too. So I'm very, very happy about that. I was very iffy in the beginning. Going back into that Aquaman shade, which is that blue matte. And I'm just gonna take that over the edges on the beginning of the eyelid, just for a seamless blend. Also taking that Aquaman shade on the lower lash line too, just to blend that blue all across, just so that everything is like seamless. Let's take this shade Poised On, this one. And it's such a beautiful blue. It's like a blue to a purple shifting shade. I'm gonna take that right there in the outer part of the eyelid. And I have zero complaints about Kryptein Cosmetics mattes or shimmers. Quality wise, everything is performing very, very nicely. Very nicely. Look at that. Look at that. That's so stunning. I'm going back into that same brush with no additional product. And I'm just blending the matte with that shimmer. Let's take this gray shade, just a little bit, and then we're going to top it off with that shade. So let's take that. This is actually giving me all like Makeup by Mario plus Huda Icy Nude, but in an impactful format where all skin tones can wear it. I'm not even kidding. Look at that. Can you just stop? That's beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Okay. Now let's take this Jellyfish shade. It looks magical. I have nothing to say. Like this one, it is so impactful. This also reminds me a shade in the Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette. Maybe this might be more impactful. I've ordered that palette. It's not reached me. So I'm going to compare these shades together. Look at that. It's so stunning, you guys. I cannot even tell you. And that I just applied a very tiny bit. Before even I finish this eye with liner and mascara, let's move on to the next eye look and see how that rolls, because I'm so excited now. So excited, I cannot even say. Let's start off with this shade Coral, because that's the other matte that we have not used, and I'm taking this on the Shodo 003 brush. 03. I'm gonna take that. Yeah, this also shows up very, very nicely on me. And this is more like a lilac purple shade. And if you've not seen it, I'll link it in the eye cards above. Kryptein Cosmetics also came with a Violet Crazy palette. And I absolutely love that palette. It's contending to be one of my favorite, if not my favorite, purple palette that I have in my collection. It's so stunning. I'm a big purple fan. And if you are, I'd never say this, I'm pretty sure you don't want to miss out on it. It's so pretty. Okay, so you can clearly see that is showing up on my skin tone, and I'm very, very happy about it. The shade is called Coral. I wonder why, because it's not a coral shade. It's more like a periwinkle shade, in my opinion. I'm going to take this shade Arc, and this is like a deep brown shade. Put that, you guessed it right, in the outer corner. I'm going to first pat it all across to get the shade. I'm going to flip the brush over and start blending. I'll say start blending, and it's already blended. And there was no cut there. Look at that. I am speechless. Also taking the same shade on the lower lash line. The shadows as well as the brush. I don't know whose magic it is, but I mean, I don't question any of them because I love Kryptein Cosmetics shadows as well as I love Rephr brushes. Just beautiful. Going back into that coral shade, the periwinkle shade, I'm gonna take that on my lower lash line too, just in the inner part. Okay, on the same brush I took. So once everything is blended, okay, let's start off with this Siren shade. And this has a purple base, but it has a strong green and a gold coming through. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm gonna take right there in the center of the eyelid. Look, that looks almost green in my opinion. Like when I'm seeing it, it looks green. I don't know how it looks on the camera, but this has such an amazing purple flip. It's beautiful. One of the strongest multichromes that I have in my collection. That's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna take this shade Mermaid, this one. And this also is a very, very shifty shade. I'm gonna take that on the inner part of the eyelid. This shade is a little bit more on the waxier side. The shade that I just took, the Mermaid shade and the Siren shade, both. These two, it's a little bit more textured. It's not as smooth as the ones that you would see in the Violet Crazy palette, but it's not, I mean, I'll definitely update you in the comment section below if it creases or does any weird stuff. I'm going to take that Arc shade again and just patting it on the outer corners. And I took the shade Jellyfish, the same shade that we used here in the inner part. And I'm just taking it right there in the inner corners. Did we skip any shade? Let me see. I think we used all the shade except this one, this bright blue shade, Deluge. And this bright blue, it has such a stunning aqua shift to it. I don't even know if you can see it or not. It's such a stunning shade. I feel like, okay, let's take that actually. I'm going to just take that on the inner portion here just so that you can see. But that shade definitely, look how bright it is. That shade definitely needs its own like look, and I'll definitely do that. I'm just taking that pink shade I'm just intensifying the inner part of the eyelid. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. I'm just taking that coral shade, the purple shade. I'm just intensifying the inner part of the crease as well as my lower lash line. And this is, I'm using the Shodo number 2 brush. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back to show you my final 2 looks. And that's my final look. I feel like the first look is so icy, it's blue, it's smoky, it's so beautiful. I feel like that is like perfect for winter season. That's how I envision my winter looks. And the second look, it's so shifty. It definitely gives you that variety of the shimmers that you can get in a palette. I really love that it is a combination of smooth shimmers and some of the textured shimmers too. I personally am a big fan of like smoother shimmers. So I definitely I'm gravitating towards this eye, but also saying like this is stunning, absolutely stunning on my eye. I really love both the eye looks, how it came out. Let's talk more about the palette. I love the combination of equal mattes and equal shimmers. I really love it. I really hope that they continue to do that in the coming future too. I totally can see if I move this shadow here and this shadow here, I totally could see like a more of a muted blue side or like an everyday side, and more of like a fun and a shifty kind of multi-chromey side. I really love that. There's no shade that gave me any kind of an issue because I used all the 12 shades on my eyes today, and I absolutely loved the way how this turned out. And also, just to give you an update on the Shodo brushes, I loved it. I absolutely love it. I totally feel that this is worth the price that it is there on the concept store right now. I think I got it for like $39 or $37, something like that. Beautiful brushes. It blended like a freaking dream. I really loved it. I combined this look with Makeup by Mario's lipstick in the shade Fanda. That's what you're seeing on my eyes right now. And for the blush, I used Persona Cosmetics blush. This was in the shade Caramel, which is more of like a cool tone mauve shade. I think that would go perfectly with this eye look. I have all the palettes from the, let me show you a palette comparison with all the palettes that I have from their collection, which is everything. So let's see this. So the top one is the Atlantis palette and the bottom one is the Burnt Forest palette. And as soon as I see this, let me see. The browns are different. Even the lighter tones are different. Everything is different here. You might feel like the blues are similar, but you can totally see that this one is more green shifting and this is like a traditional blue. Like by the time I was not seeing this shade, this was appearing so much blue, but you can see clearly this is more green and the other one is blue. So I don't think there's any similarity here. Let's talk about the Violet Crazy, which is the purple palette. So let's see here. The top one is the Atlantis palette. The bottom one is the Violet Crazy palette. And as much as I am seeing, maybe Violet Crazy shade and Mermaid might be similar. So let's compare this. So the top one is Violet Crazy and this one is Mermaid. It's similar, but it is different, okay, for sure, because Violet Crazy shade has a shiftiness to a coppery bronze shade, and the Mermaid shade, the bottom one, definitely shifts to a green. Can you see that? The base, I feel like, is pretty similar, but the shift is totally different. So that's different. Good to hear that. And then what else? This brown might be similar. This is Eternal. And then Stone. No, it's different. Okay, Eternal from Violet Crazy and Stone from Atlantis. So that's different. Very happy about that. Let's talk the third palette that they recently came out with, and that is the Tulip Dream palette. By the way, if you're buying the Tulip Dream palette, this shade is coming. They're going to ship you a separate shade, which will come Where is it? I just received mine. It's in like this kind of packaging, a single shadow. Because these are magnetic, you can plop it right there. So just wanted to talk about that too. But this is how both the palettes are. And clearly there's nothing that is similar in both of these palettes. So I'm very happy about that too. So no repetition in their own line, and I am very, very happy about it. I am excited about Kryptein Cosmetics' future, and you know how much I get excited for the new indie brands that are coming in the market and absolutely knocking it out of the ballpark. Very, very excited about it. I am over the moon excited. I'm very sad that I'm not going anywhere, but I'm gonna rock this look. Maybe let's do some shopping, right? I'm gonna rock 2 different eye looks. But that's all for today. You guys let me know, out of these 2 looks, which one was your favorite? Are you more of a blue person, or do you like more of the rosy green side? But that's all for today. If you did like it, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up. And also, I am an affiliate with Kryptein Cosmetics. You can use my code SMITHYSONY on anything on their website. And if you use my code, I thank you very, very much. I do upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.